There is a clip circulating around on social media. 87 years old, so-called spiritual leader, Nobel Peace Prize winner, the Dalai Lama, is asking young child to suck his tongue. He is 87 years old, asking a young child to suck his tongue.
Then I think finally here also. And suck my tongue. And suck my tongue.
Many people around the world and on social media expressing how this makes them to feel sick. They see this as a disgusting action. People without pausing, they think this should be called out. Yes, it should be. No one has any right to abuse a child. Doesn't matter what kind of spiritual leader you are. But I am very much disappointed. Everyone around the world is saying this is improper, this is child abuse. And within approximately 6 weeks, so-called team of this spiritual leader put an apology out there. And their apology, as disgusting as the action he did. I want to take you to 7th century where very similar action, even worse than this action, is done by the Prophet of Islam, and no one called him out. And today still no one is calling him out. In 7th century, Muhammad sucked the tongue of a child. Child sat in his laps and Muhammad sucked his tongue. That wasn't enough. Muhammad thought it was okay to kiss the private part of a child. He kissed the private part of a boy. Of course, it didn't stop there. While no one was calling him out, it didn't stop there. He offered paradise to those who give Muhammad what is between their legs, which is their private parts, and what is between their jaw, which is their tongue. So it's not only Muhammad was able to kind of get away with this and no one was calling him out, but he was using Allah to justify their action. So, the Dalai Lama and Muhammad has very similar lifestyles. Both of them have their followers, and their followers are blindly willing to follow them. But there are children are victim of this. Their children are being affected by this. We need to keep children away from such a religious leaders. 21st century, the Dalai Lama is being called out, but Muhammad and his followers are not being called out. Keep your children away. Keep your children safe. Pause and reflect. Muhammad, Prophet of Islam, spiritual leader of Islam, and the Dalai Lama, both of them are in power. Both of them thinks it's all right to abuse a child. Both of them in their old age thinks it's all right to do that where people can see. God knows what they do behind the doors. I'll let you to reflect. Is Muhammad better than Dalai Lama? Which one is good kisser or which one is good suckler? Both of them are able to get away with their actions. Both of them are able to abuse children and get away with that. Today the world is calling only one side out, while turning blind eye to what Muhammad did and teach. Both of their action as disgusting as it can be. Both of them are willing to harm a child. Whoever you think is the good one, all I can tell you, both of them are rubbish. Let's bring our attention to Jesus. Jesus talks about little children. Jesus engages with little children and pray for them. This is what he says in Matthew chapter 19. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as those." Let's protect our children from so-called spiritual leaders, that's Dalai Lama, as well as Prophet of Islam called Muhammad. Let's put our children under the wings of Lord Jesus Christ.